right, so let's move away from the world of sports and do our well-being segment. And we have a lot to discuss this morning. I'm quite interested in this whole conversation because then the eating and things maybe too much. We're talking about allergies, and we have a lot of things that we eat that actually triggers all these things. Now we have our wellness guide right here in the studio. Anytime we're right here on Tuesday mornings, you know, we have Mrs. EDINA AYENSU. She's going to lead us on this conversation. And this morning we're talking about tips for managing food allergies in social setting. Tips for managing food allergies in a social setting. Good morning. How are you doing? I'm also doing perfectly fine here. I'm excited. I'm excited about, you know, this whole conversation because we've been talking about allergies each and every time. People start to eat a lot of things but still can't identify what actually is the problem. Unlike some of us, we know very well these are the things we are reacting to, but no okay about it. Let's just break the ice. When we talk about allergies, what do they represent?
So allergies are those, we call them proteins in science. Those things that your body reacts to, but naturally is not supposed to react to. So it's just your immune system reacting to something it's not supposed to react to naturally. So at times, for the first trigger, the very first time you know that this thing I get reactions to it, is just your body trying to fight something that's not supposed to fight against.
Okay.
So like a normal thing, but your body is trying to fight against it. So it creates those immunoglobulins, those protective things to fight against it. So that is what brings the histamine, the reactions around your skin. Yes. So it's just something your body feels is negative to it. Yes.
Okay. And I think most time when we are talking about allergies, we're just centered on food. Is it just food that we react to, or we have other things that we apply to our body that we get allergic reactions?
So allergens are everywhere.
Okay.
The food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe in, because some are airborne. Even our chairs, our tables have things that react to perfumes, skin chemicals, and a whole lot. Even the ornaments we put on, there are times that our skins react to these things. And then there are even times a space, just an environment you enter to has some things that you may react to. So it's everywhere. It depends on the individual having the reaction at the particular time.
Okay. Interesting. You know, when she spoke about other things that we react to, I remember my elder sister, anytime she puts on gold ornament, she starts reacting. So she's mostly using pearls as compared to the gold jewelries that she puts on herself. So it looks like the conversation is really open, but most time we are just centered on the food allergies and all that.
But what JK said, the example you cited with your sister, I think I experienced similar thing. But my it was a necklace a friend gifted. We went to Accra and she got that for me. And you know, I like wearing gifts that have been gifted to me. So I had it around my neck. And then I realized that I was getting lots of burning sensations and lots of rashes from that side. But I didn't really think about the necklace because I'm used to wearing necklaces and they don't give me that reaction. So why that particular necklace? So I had to take it off and I realized that the rashes were disappearing day by day. So I was quite confused. Is it that I was wearing a fake thing, or I want to understand because I wear JK, you know, I wear necklaces. So no reaction. So why that particular one?
It happens that it could be that you had pomade around your neck and the chemicals were reacting. So your sweat, the pomade around your neck, or maybe powder reacting with the ornament and then causing the reaction. Or your body just was reacting to the components of the ornament. But the weather was just so bad for you and then the ornaments. So the combination can happen, can cause a lot of things. So I used to have that reaction too. But I realized that if I put a lot of pomade around my neck area and then I put on the ornament, or it is just not pure quality, I tend to react to it. So I'm very choosy when it comes to.
Mrs. Edna, let's talk about a social setting where there's a lot happening in our environment and you're having an allergic reaction, I would say. How do you know that it is this particular thing that caused it? Because there's a lot happening. For example, I'm going through old books, but then I'm eating something. I'm exposed to a lot of things. There are friends around. I know JK like this, when he's around a lot of people, especially with the microphone, he may get reactions when he shares microphones with people. So that he knows. But then let's talk about me. I am exposed to a lot of things in my environment. How do I know that this reaction is coming from this particular thing?
So naturally, you're supposed to know what your allergens are, what triggers a particular reaction in you. But you're exposed, you're flipping dirty boots, and then you're eating something. You should know that probably it's the food because it's something that changes your system.
Okay.
Or it could be the dust, or somebody came in with a very strong perfume, or the food has some components that can cause that reaction. So you're supposed to know exactly what is triggering it, because for us in the hospital, when you rush in with anaphylaxis, that's a severe form of allergic reaction. We try to we'll manage it, but then we ask you, what new things have you introduced into your system? So if it is rice you were eating, did you prepare it yourself or somebody did? When the caterer did, okay, what new things, what special things did you add to the food? Or, okay, so is the book that's the new thing? So it means that the dust, the mites, or anything might have caused the allergic reaction.
Interesting.
Wow. So clearly today we want to find out from the health expert that an health expert can never tell you the allergies you have until you discover yourself.
You
as an
have
individual.
to. I don't live in the community with you.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
live in the house with you. I didn't eat your food with you. I am in the facility and then you rush in.
Okay.
The best I can do is try to manage it. But this is what happens when we control or manage it or stop it, and then you go and come back with it. Then we'll ask you, last time you came with the same reaction, you're coming back with the same reaction again. So tell me, what similar things happened then and today?
Okay.
So if you're able to tell us, then we are helping you. Or there's an allergist, that's a doctor trained in, yes.
Okay.
So he's going to take what we call the skin test and some other labs. The skin test is going to introduce a lot of allergens to your skin.
Okay.
So the test will tell which one you reacted to. Then we can know what you're reacting to.
Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about the main source of allergy that we are used to, the food one.
food, yeah.
What does gut health play in managing, allergies when it comes to food?
So most of the things we eat, even inhaling stuff, some go through our GIT.
Okay.
So now a healthy GIT is able to balance your immune system.
Okay.
So if it's unhealthy, it means that the immune system is already down there. So the slightest trigger, then you're in trouble. So you have to keep your gut health intact, so that yes, your immune system is able to fight any other thing
Any
that
other
comes
things?
in.
Okay. Now we've touched on the food allergies, but we just want to know the common ones that day to day we know that okay, as soon as you're taking this, there's going to be reaction. Because I know some people are talking about cow milk, the fresh meat and things we eat in there. If we can highlight that as well.
So a lot of people react to soya
Soya.
beans.
Okay.
Yes. So anything containing soya.
Oh, okay.
Seafoods.
Yeah.
A lot of people react to
Seafood,
seafoods. Yes. And then dairy products, gluten products, they react to them. So it is per individual. A lot of people react to, let's say, peas, like beans in general, people react to them. A lot of people.
Okay.
So, but what happens is we confuse food poisoning with allergic reaction.
Okay.
That is what we confuse. So, for instance, if I take in beans and then, excuse me to say, I'm having diarrhea,
Okay.
I'm vomiting. That is my body reacting to the food. That's just like food poisoning. My,
poisoning,
yeah.
my
Food
body is just rejecting the food.
Okay.
But I take it in, then I have, my throat is itching,
Itching, yeah.
my tongue is swelling, my lips, I'm swelling all over, and I have growths all over my skin. My eyes are red, running nose,
Yeah.
and I'm sweating, my blood pressure is dropping. Then it means that I'm reacting to the food. So we have to separate the two instances. Is it that your body is rejecting the food or you are having an allergic reaction?
Okay, now let's touch on one brief word. I want to get a pronunciation right. It says antihistamines.
Yes, antihistamines.
Yeah, I just want us to touch on that role that it helps in preventing this whole allergic reactions.
So when we started, I was saying that your body produces histamines to fight against the foreign product.
Okay.
So you need an antihistamine to fight against the reaction. So that is a milder form of you having an allergic reaction.
Okay.
But in severe cases, what we call anaphylaxis, you will need an epinephrine,
Okay.
which in advanced places or those people can pay more in a setting have what we call the EpiPen. So you see in the American movies when the child is reacting, there's a pen that the mother pricks on the
Yes.
and then the child comes back to
to-
before they are rushed to the hospital. But in our setting, you have to
have more money to get that, to own that, yes. So like you were talking about cetirizine rising, yes,
Rising and
it's
all
an
that.
antihistamine.
Okay.
Yes, but it's OTC. But it doesn't really work all the time for everyone. So if you're using that to manage it, you have to rush to the hospital if the reactions keep coming after you've taken it.
Okay, now I want us to talk about some life threats, you know, to this whole thing, because sometimes you really don't take it like, you know, something really big. As soon as it comes, I know when I take the rising, I'm going to be okay. But let's talk about the future effect it has on the individual.
So if it's continuous, so I had an issue like that of, I think the baby was 8 months at the time. And then they rushed the baby in with severe reaction. So in babies, it means that the closest time can be anaphylaxis. Then the baby is running into shock and then death eventually. And yes, allergic reactions can cause death if not managed. Yes.
Wow.
So in the baby, we were just managing it. So baby kept crying like, mother should breastfeed the baby.
Okay.
Apparently, mother wasn't doing natural breastfeeding. She doesn't want her breast to sag. So she had expressed into a bottle, and I think it wasn't preserved appropriately. So we gave the baby the breast milk, and then the baby started reacting all over again. So we had to go through all over the whole rush, and then giving, and you know, finding baby veins and other things. It was helter-skelter everywhere. So I was like, no, wait. This thing was under control. So it means that we introduced something. And then closest thing we introduced was the breast milk. Let's seize it. So mommy, give the baby something. I can't breastfeed. So you have to give the baby.
Oh, she said that?
Yes, she can't. It's an agreement between the husband and the mom, the wife.
But this is something serious.
Yeah, but she wants her breast for her husband. So that's another topic for another day. So we had to give the baby formula. And my fear was, do you give this child this formula every time? Does the baby react to the formula? You get it? So then we had to start that as well, but gently and cautiously, so that if another reaction starts, but baby was hungry at the time. You get it? So there are times that whatsoever is triggering the allergic reaction is still in the environment, and you keep contaminating yourself with it. So we come here and I put my bag on the floor. And then I pick it, I put it on my dress, and I take something else, I put it back. Then I've stained my dress with whatsoever it is, and my hand is there. I introduce it to my face, and I start sneezing, I start reacting. But I just take the antihistamine, I'm still with the dress, and then I still keep contaminating myself. So you just have to know what it's actually you're coming into contact with, because allergic reactions can be fatal.
Wow, wow. This is quite an eye-opener. We're having a backdoor conversation, and JK was telling a list of things that he's allergic to, but then he won't pay attention to that. After all, YOLO. What is life without beef? I mean, beef!
Yeah, but
beef is the deal for me, JK.
I get the whole thing, but Mrs. Edna, let's just get it right. Let's just be realistic about this whole thing. I know I'm allergic to this thing. And when I eat an amount of, when it exceeds, that is why I get a whole reaction. So I can take into consideration, just take a portion of it, and still maybe I'll react and I'll be able to maneuver my way around it.
Depends on the reaction you get.
Okay.
Right.
It depends. So if it's severe, then we'll tell you to cut it off.
Okay.
But you know, when we were kids, somebody would say that when I was little, I reacted to dust a lot. But gradually, it looks like I'm outgrowing it. It's not as if you outgrow it.
Okay.
But you've been, the system or the environment was introducing it to you in bits. So your body has found a way to agree that, okay, this is not something I should be fighting all the time, unless it's an excess. Yes, so it's the same thing with your food. So if it's in some portion, it should be measured with the quantity you're eating per time. If it's a seed, and there are times that your body will get used to it for a period, but if it continues, so if the reaction is fatal, just then you have to eat it.
You know, and Nanecha, before you come in, there's one thing too I want us to touch on, especially we have people who are naturally, is it nasal, let me put it, they always have runny nose. The least thing, you know, their throat is, it's like it's there. It's just there. Every morning they wake up, whatever they're doing, it's still them still having runny nose and all that. Would we contribute that or say it's something they are reacting to naturally, and it lives with them forever?
So some people are allergic to the cold weather. So the early morning weather is some way for them.
Okay.
But some people, it is their it's congested, and you know we have dirt, dust, everything settling on. There was this case I had. He had bamboo furniture in his room,
Okay.
and he's asthmatic. And then it kept coming and coming until we're like, can you change your beddings or change the furniture in your room? And then it's been a while since we got that client walking in with the asthmatic reaction. So at times it is the pillow. Please wash the pillow. Yes, or change it.
Change your sheets.
Change your sheets. Yes, it's very
Very
important.
necessary.
Let's clean our aircon because dirt, mites, and all those things, pollen, they hide everywhere, even on your hands and everywhere. So if it is not just the weather you're reacting to, then it means that there's something in that environment that you're reacting to.
All right. So with my point of reference, JK again, someone like JK that has a lot of allergy reactions to food, especially in a social setting, what are some of the essential items that he should carry or come along with in a social setting, especially like a wedding? Of course, there's buffet, there's food. My guy likes food. He eats and he's exposed to food allergies. What are some of the essential things that you should have?
So, like I said, the EpiPen.
Okay.
But if you don't have one, he says he always has the Ryzen in his pocket. So I don't like advising medications on national TV.
Alright.
Because you get people abusing it.
That's
and it's
true.
OTC.
That's
you get
true.
it?
That's true.
So
That's
it is right that you know what you're eating.
Okay.
In some big settings, they tell you that this food contains this, that per table. So you know what to eat and what not to eat. But in our case, where you can't meet the caterer or they can't describe what is in the food, it is good you eat your food from the house before you come. Or you're conscious of what you're eating. So with some of us, I know that, okay, I may react to mayonnaise. I may react to cabbages. I may react to shrimps. I may react to fish. So I don't go near fish in public settings. You don't go near eggs. Like, you should know what you react to. You don't go close to those. Because friends are taking it does not mean I should also take it. Because last, one person will suffer.
Yes.
Exactly. So you just have to know what you're eating.
But you see, Doc, something baffles my mind sometimes, you know. Some of us that were not exposed to allergic reactions from childhood, but then it happened all of a sudden. Why that change? Why that switch? Because let's say I'm used to eating eggs all my life, and then all of a sudden I eat eggs, and then the sweat, I'm coughing, I'm all over. Why that moment? Why not from infancy? Why that particular moment?
So our systems change naturally, and there are times that it could be that that particular egg reacted in, or something else added to the egg to cause the reaction.
Right.
So there are times I tell the person, try it again.
Okay.
In a different circumstance, try it again. If it happens, then it means that you have become someone who's allergic to that particular thing, and you stay away from it. But for example, in pregnancy, a lot of people tend to react to a lot of things during that time. But afterwards, everything goes for them. So you would have to know what. There was a case where the woman never had asthma, but she just had a reaction, and then it was asthma. We did all the tests and it was asthma. It's because she had continuous contact with the allergen. So now the body is fighting it. That's how come the asthmatic attack came.
And then I have a question for you. I think way back when I was a teenager, I had a seizure attack, and the last one I took was an energy drink. So outside my mind that I'm allergic to energy drinks because of what happened. Would you advise that I try energy drink again to see if I'll get another attack?
So I'm the wrong person to ask about energy drinks because I don't advocate energy drinks. I'm not spoiling anyone's business.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't advocate energy drinks because they contain caffeine, and caffeines are not good for us. Do you understand? So what if you reacted to the caffeine in the energy drink? So you don't take it at all. There are a lot of people who have severe issues when they take energy drinks. There are people who react to a lot of other things in the energy drink. So it's the composition. I may say that you try another energy drink and not the one you took. And in consideration, you have to be measured in the quantity so that if there's a reaction, you should know. Seizure attacks are very severe, yes. So you have to be very careful when you're trying.
Okay. Now, I just want us to talk about the difference between food tolerance and also food allergies. How can we differentiate between these two?
So I was saying earlier that you're throwing up or you're running diarrhea and then you think you're allergic to the food. It is your body is not tolerating the food. So we call it intolerance. Some people have it in milk. So you see the person passing a lot of gas or there's a lot of diarrhea, the person is throwing up. It is your body not tolerating the food. But in the case of an allergic reaction, you see some people having red eyes, runny nose, the ears are itchy, they have reaction all over their skin. Yes. In some cases, the person cannot breathe, the tongue, the whole body is swollen and other things. Yes, that is a reaction. But your intolerance is you throwing up or poo-pooing or passing gas. Yes, or running temperature. Because in allergic reactions, you don't run temperature. So when you're running temperature, it means that your body doesn't like something. Yes, it is just maybe a bacteria you have introduced and it's causing an inflammation and not an allergic reaction.
JK, what she said, it has made me remember something that happened, personal experience. It was just an infusion. I remember I wasn't feeling too, just an infusion, and all of a sudden I saw reactions, like it was itchy, like I could feel that burning sensation within, and then I saw lots of is it blisters? I wouldn't say blisters, but something kept growing like this. She quickly came to take it off. I'm like, oh, what's happening? But I'm used to infusions, like it's not my first time.
It's important. I always tell my nurses it's important that you discuss the possible drug reactions with the clients. So some clients know which drugs they react to. So I can tell you that, okay, so maybe I am just a speedy, so I can't tolerate this, and that. But some people do not know. So you have to ask them and then tell them that, okay, this is what you're supposed to expect if I'm giving you this medication. There is an antibiotic via IV that when given to you, it itches. Yes, even anti-malaria via IV, it itches a bit, but just mild and then gently it goes up. At the very moment the person starts having the blisters all over the skin, it means that the skin is fighting the medication, so you have to discontinue, or else the person may die because of the medication. So you should know that infusion and then note it in your books that this is what happened to me when I took it. So the doctor should find another one for you.
Right.
Okay, now let's move into the health space, within your space and all that. I just want maybe a rough figure of the percentage. How many people would mostly come into the space and they find themselves in this situation? Is it really on the rise lately?
Very. Not lately, is something that is common. It happens to everyone. Somebody who might have not suffered it before will suffer it once in a lifetime. So it happens to anyone and everyone at any time. So you just have to be cautious and then be alert. Because you know the season has changed. There's dust everywhere. It's not raining. The sun is scorchy. So you realize that the asthmatic patients are coming in. Non-asthmatic people are also coming in because they are dehydrated and then they are taking in things, especially when there's school locations or gatherings. JK, like it happened the last time. A lot of, you're not the only person who will react. So, you know what happened? I reacted when I left here.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I told you that, yes, I'm
do
living
well
here,
to
do
you.
well to, so that you don't transfer it. Because
Yes.
the proximity between you and I,
yeah.
yes, I can pick it up. And then,
Interesting.
yes, so I was having my throat was itchy, my eyes were red. I just had to find a solution to it. I was just drinking a lot of water and all those things, yes.
I think it's become an eye-opener. The way I drink water lately, my dad's like, yo, chill, bro. What's happening? I'm like, there's nothing like you drinking too much water.
No,
so far,
not at
you still
all.
take it in. It helps and all that. Now, let's talk about water itself, right? I know that is something we should be taking each and every time, but do you think it's is it a quick remedy or is it a quick solution to, you know, calm your allergies?
It's only flashes, but it takes time.
Okay.
So the very moment the histamines are working, you need an antihistamine to control it. Water helps to flush it down.
Okay.
But if it's quicker than we expect, water cannot do much. Yes, but it is very good to be taking in water if the person is not choking. Or the tongue is swollen, and if you're passing water, the water may go through other places that's not supposed to. So if you realize it, you should start
Quickly,
taking
yeah,
water.
Okay, so again, I want to find out, talking about our immune system, does it mean that people who we are reacting always, the least thing, it doesn't mean that we have a weak immune system? Because so far someone is sneezing, or then I catch cold. Yeah.
So cold is not an allergic reaction. So there's a difference between cold or catarrh, and then the allergic reaction. So usually allergic reactions, the nasal flows are clear. So you go to the hospital, doctor will ask you, is your nasal flow clear or what color? You'll be like, it's creamy. If it's creamy means that there's a viral infection. So we are managing a viral infection. But it can be coupled. So you may not be able to differentiate. But like I said, the very moment your temperature is rising, then it means that it is more of a viral infection or bacterial infection than an allergic reaction. So with allergic reactions, the flow is clear. If your eyes are itching, it continues for a very long time. With viral infection, by 10 to 14 days, it should clear. But you know that some allergic reactions can take beyond that. And it keeps coming because you keep introducing whatsoever it is that you don't know. So this flower, for instance, if I inhale it, there may be dust on it and mites and all those things, pollen, and then I pick it in. Then I'll go, I'm reacting. Tomorrow I come, I'm sitting right close to it, and then maybe there's a fan, it blows it back to me. So I keep recontaminating myself every time.
Interesting. So viewers, we beg you, some of us the least thing we are reacting when we carry our foods along, or when we take our foods to events, sometimes they look at you in a certain way, and what are you trying to do, that kind of thing. But we're just trying to be on the safer side.
Probably eat from the house before you come.
You step out.
Yes. And then you have your water, because there was another case that the person was reacting to the water. It happened that the people had added something, they have flavored water, sparkling water, a whole lot of kinds of water, and the person is reacting to something that was added to the water. So we just have to be careful, or else just give me clear water. I want natural water.
You'll be good to go. Wrapping it up, let's talk about natural foods. The natural foods we eat at home. How would I call it? Is it the precursor and all these things? Winter and all. How do they play any role in trying to curb this whole allergic condition?
Our parents try to say that all those things help, and they have helped in some cases. But when it becomes severe, they tend to rush the person to us eventually. So yes, as much as you're managing it, you try to rush the person to the emergency unit as soon as it starts, because allergic reactions can be in herbal even medications cause. So herbal, and then the ones we use in the hospital, they all can cause it. So we just have to be careful. Some people react to precursor, some people react to some people react to a lot of other things in our food. So even those people are traditional people. So you just have to be careful and know what you react to.
Interesting. So what will be your last words, Doc? Thank you so much, by the way. What will be your last words?
So it's important that we all know what our allergens are, and then we stay clear of them. Yes, because we don't know when you're going to have a severe allergic reaction at any point in time. And then the fact that in social settings, everyone is happy, so you will not be able to tell when the person is having an allergic reaction. So you have to be careful, because if we are all drunk, there is no way I'm going to know what you're doing. I'll just think you're doing something else. Yes. So we all have to be very careful when it comes to that. And my Dash promo is still running. The dietary approach to fighting hypertension is still happening. Call me on 0244 959642. or Health Verve Connect on all my socials. And I'll book you to see a dietitian for a healthy lifestyle.
Interesting.
We do appreciate your presence this morning.
It's
always inspiring,
JK has a date on Friday. I'm sure you eat before you go.
Yeah.
Don't go and disgrace me. I beg you.
At all.
Just be conscious of what you eat.
Yes. Eat from the house before you go.
Yes, ma'am.
Eat.
I need to not like it.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this will wrap it up. It's been a beautiful Tuesday morning on the Wellbeing segment. We've spoken about